Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's end-of-day world currencies, stock markets and commodities wrap-up for Thursday, May 8th, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Victoria Cashmore. The US dollar strengthened against major currencies today. The greenback gained notable ground against the yen, rising 1.98 points to 145.79, while climbing 0.0067 against the euro to 0.8904. Week-to-date returns show the dollar performing consistently, up nearly 1% against both the euro and yen. However, year-to-date figures reveal broader weakness, with the dollar down over 7% against these major currencies. The dollar made significant gains against the rupee, rising 1.3% to 85.49. Notable strength was also shown against the loonie, with very strong upward volatility pushing the exchange rate to 1.3921. Week-to-date performance shows the dollar gaining most against the Kiwi, up 1.13%. However, year-to-date figures indicate broader weakness across Asian currencies, particularly against the Singapore dollar, down 4.7%.
Looking at global stock market tracking ETFs, I'm Max Profit. Brazil led the gains, rising 4% with a strong upward trend. Turkey advanced 2.9% despite its very bearish trend. Israel showed momentum, up 1.7% with 3 consecutive positive closes and upward volatility. Looking at returns, Brazil stands out with a notable year-to-date return of 22%. Chile has been particularly strong, with a 28.4% year-to-date return and 5 straight positive closes. Israel shows strong weekly momentum with a 4% gain over the past week. Among declining markets, India fell sharply by 3.1%, marking 3 consecutive down days. Thailand dropped 1.8% while showing sideways movement. Mexico declined 1.6%, though maintaining its very strong positive trend overall. Examining returns, India shows weakness with a 4.4% weekly decline. Thailand has struggled year-to-date, down 7.4%. Despite today's decline, Mexico maintains a robust 24.1% year-to-date return.
Considering commodities, I'm Liquidity. Gold futures closed down at 3,311.30, falling 80.60. marking a minus 2.3% decline. Silver futures and copper futures both closed down for the second consecutive day. Aluminum futures bucked the trend, rising 2% despite showing a strong negative trend. Looking at returns, gold futures shows a notable year-to-date return of 25.4%, while silver futures has gained 11.5%. Aluminum futures presents the weakest performance with a year-to-date decline of 8.2%. In energy markets, Brent Crude and Crude Oil futures both showed strong gains of 3.2% and 3.8% respectively. Natural gas remains flat, while gasoline and heating oil futures both broke upward after 3 days of consolidation. Week-to-date returns show strength in energy markets, with crude oil leading at 7.6% and Brent following at 6.9%. Natural gas diverges from the trend with a week-to-date decline of 1.7%. Live cattle and feeder cattle futures both achieved new all-time closing highs, rising 2.7% and 2.2% respectively. Lean hogs continues its downward streak for the 4th consecutive day, despite maintaining a very strong positive trend. In returns analysis, lean hogs leads year-to-date with a 19.6% gain, followed by feeder cattle at 14.5%. Live cattle shows strong month-to-date performance, up 4.9%. In grains, wheat futures touched an all-time low during trading but recovered slightly. Rough rice declined 2.1% with strong negative momentum. Soybean futures showed modest gains while maintaining sideways movement. Grain returns show weakness across most products. Corn futures are down 5.6% month-to-date, while rough rice has declined 9.5% year-to-date. Soybeans provide a bright spot with positive returns across all time frames. In soft commodities, sugar and coffee futures showed strength, with sugar rising 2.2% to 17.52. Orange juice experienced the largest move, dropping 5.4% to 241.75. Cotton futures continued its decline, marking its fourth consecutive down day. Year-to-date returns show significant divergence. Coffee futures leads with a 21% gain, while orange juice has declined over 50%. Cocoa and sugar have both declined around 20% this year, with cotton showing relatively flat performance.
And with that, we conclude another end-of-day world currency, markets and commodities wrap-up. I'm Victoria Cashmore, along with my AI co-hosts Max Profit and Liquidity. Thanks for watching. Look for daily wrap-ups every day, just after 5 p.m. New York time. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew. Finance is an experimental project with market reports, written, narrated and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency and commodities. Thanks for watching.